Yo, what is up, guys? We are back with another video. And today we are going to be going over who you should summon for because we have 5 units that we need to be covering. 5 units. You're not going to be able to get them all unless you are a mega whale. But if you're not a mega whale, then this video is going to be helping you understand how these units rank and how you should go ahead on summoning these units in the next 2 to 3 months, because these 5 units will be dropping in the next 2 to 3 months. And I wanted to do this after Yuta dropped. I didn't know we were going to get a limited, but it's good that I waited. Please like and sub up, follow for more, all that good stuff. But let's get into the video. So, the first unit that is going to be dropping, she's actually going to be dropping next week or the week after that. I'm not too certain. I'm pretty sure it's this next week. On my weekly news video on Friday, you'll be seeing the schedule, but she is going to be dropping. It is Yellow Uraume, and Yellow Uraume is actually very good. Now, to give you quick information before I go into covering more deeper stuff about her, she is probably number 2/3 that you want to be summoning for. It depends on your situation, so I'm just gonna go over situations, but I'm first gonna give you the briefest breakdown of her kit, because I don't want this video to be too long, because this is one of my hard editing videos. So Yellow Uraume is a character that gives damage received debuffs to the enemy. It's not a what do you call it? It's not like a taijutsu type debuff. It's just like a wow, I'm blanking out. It's just a yellow type damage received boost. But she can have at max, when she's maxed out, she can have the 120%, and that 120% cannot be removed. So in sweep, you go to the next one, it's still there. That 120% is being renewed every turn, as long as you're using enough CE to do the thing, you know what I'm saying? And that is really good. And on top of that, she does pretty good damage with her skills, which is good. And she even has a bit of more increased jujutsu damage received on her skill 2, which is decent, but she does pretty good damage, and she does have that. The reason why, for me personally, I'm going to put her at 3 to summon for is because I never really liked her damage. Her damage is good, but I just never really liked it. And other than that, she does do the damage receives and all that stuff, but Yellow just has so much. Believe it or not, she's not good with Sukuna, so watch out for that. Do not use her with Sukuna. You can, but she's not that good for it, because her buffs, her freeze enhancements that she uses to get her buffs, can be removed by Sukuna and his ult, because he does fire. Fire just beats ice, come on. But that's very interesting thing they add into the game, but it kind of sucks that they can't be used together. Maybe they'll drop another yellow Sukuna that has that doesn't have that, but she's great with Hidden Potential Gojo. She's honestly great with all the characters. Her buffs are really good. She's a really good unit, but me personally, I do have her at 3 because Yellow is still a very stacked team, and depending on your situation, you might need her more or less. So for instance, if you don't have units like Yellow Shoko, Yellow Kusakabe, and maybe even honestly Yellow Yaga, but you should have him. But if you don't have units like Yellow Shoko and Yellow Kusakabe, she's probably going to be somebody that you really need, because your team is going to be a little underpowered until you get that. But if you have the DPS, then you probably don't really need this unit. But we'll be getting into Yellow in a second. We'll be coming back to that. But the next unit that we're going to be going over is the unit that drops directly after Yellow Uraume, and that is going to be Red Momo. Now, Red Momo is arguably number 1 in the game, hands down. At least top 3. You have to give her top 3, at least. That is the very least. And the reason why is because she gives a ton of stat buffs, right? And she has Yellow Uraume's thing, where she has a state buff. State buffs are buffs that are applied every turn based off of what she's done. So in her case, when she stacks Reconnaissance, and when you get to 25 stacks, which is not that hard to get to, then you're gonna be consistently having 20% to the team. Is that 20%? I don't know if I'm reading this simplified. Like I've been tweaking, bro. But she does have that red to all red stats up to 20%, and that's consistent. And then on top of that, her skills do give to Taijutsu stuff, and it is a 65% increase. So that is a huge amount. That plus the state buffs, and then even her skill 3 gives damage received by 25%. It's not that good, but that's still really good, you know. Still a usable skill 3. Her CE does take 20, but hey, that's what most buffers do. But the main standout for her is that on top of her doing the max, like the most amount of stat buffs, she also does damage, which is insane. She actually does damage. I don't know why they did this, but they decided to make her broken and make her do damage, which is great. Better than Red Nanami, all that. Like she's just insane. Easily number 1. Like, but she is standard by all these units except for the last unit I'm going to be talking about are standard. But the thing with standard banner is until they fix standard banner, you're just not going to be wanting to use standard banner as your way of getting units. It's just terrible. The pool for standard banner is too huge, and it's going to take too long for her to come back. So she's really good. She's probably number 1 priority for me personally, because I don't have red Mahito, I don't have red Megumi, I don't have red Gojo. Did I say I don't have red Nanami? I don't know if I said that, but I basically don't have any good red buffer at all, except for the rare Yaga and Nanami. So this is really good for me. So you're gonna especially want her if you're missing some of the better red buffers. Like if you don't have red Mahito, this is a must-have. If you do have red Mahito, it's not that much of a must-have, but it's still a must-have because she just does so much for the team, bro. She does so much. So this is a must-have unit, honestly. You don't have to summon for her because, you know, there are other units, but just keep that in mind. This is probably a must-have unit unless your situation is a little bit different, you know what I'm saying? But even if you have a really good situation, it's still a must-have unit type thing, you know what I'm saying? But now we get into green Nanami. Now, with these first 2 units that we've been covering, they're both buffers, so they finally dropped. They're gonna drop for us, global anyway, a DPS, and that DPS is green Nanami. Now, I don't really know how I feel about green Nanami. If you watch people like Geku and stuff, then you know you've heard this guy is pretty insane. He's pretty good. I don't know exactly how much I like green Nanami. Green Nanami is just like, for me at least, he's number 5. He's number 5 on the list because for a DPS, he's strong, but he's not that strong. Now, let me just go through the situation. Now, for those who are watching and wondering why I'm saying all this and you've like seen other people, it's because I'm speaking to y'all from the perspective of a free-to-play. So on the lower side where I don't have every single unit. So most people who have every single unit look at this guy and they're like, dude, this guy's insane because he's better than all my green DPS and whatnot. But like, he doesn't offer that much to the team. He's kind of similar to like when Yellow Sukuna dropped. Yellow Sukuna was not that needed. If you just think about it, he was not that needed. But we'll get to other things in a second. Now, green Nanami here, he is a black flashing type unit. So one thing you want to keep in mind is if you're using him with green Todo, which you probably will. I don't have green Todo. But if you're using him with green Todo, then you want to make sure that you're using his skill 2 a lot because his skill 2 is the one that actually has a black flash rate. His skill 2 and skill 1. His skill 3 does pretty much most of the damage. How his setup is kind of is by the way, if he has 60 or more curse energy, he does give a 20% damage dealt increase to the green team for only 2 turns. So it's kind of a small buff, but that's still, you know, good. And he has the good old overtime stuff, counter. He has the revival status. He just has a lot of stuff in his kit that makes him perform really well. Now, I do believe his skill 2, based off of gameplay I've seen, this might be a crazy take, but it does feel a bit underpowered compared to other Taijutsu DPS. It feels slightly underpowered, just slightly underpowered. It doesn't really hit like you want it to, but you have to use it if you want to hit black flashes. Like, so the first like 5 to 10 turns, you do want to be spamming this for black flashes. But his skill 3 hits like a truck. Like, it does a ton of damage. Like, it's actually insane how much damage his skill 3 does. Kind of compensates for the lower damage that I see on his skill 2. And then his ult is his ult. So this is a very good unit. Me personally, he's probably going to be at number 5. But for me personally, I might move him to a 4 because I don't have Green Todo. And I just like him as a character, because if this character is like your favorite unit or something, then you have to summon for him. And I do love him as a character, which is why I'm going to be placing him over the unit coming in next. And that is Blue Yaga. In terms of value, Blue Yaga is definitely over Green Nanami, but I just like Green Nanami more. But anyway, we're going to be continuing here. So from what I've heard from like people like, as I mentioned before, Geku and all these other people, like the whales that I've seen or talked to, the whales don't really like him that much because he kind of is your standard buffer. So he does basically no damage, right? His skill 1 and skill 2 do not do damage, but the thing about his skill 1 is it has defense and it still gives taijutsu and jujutsu buffs, which is really cool. So, and it gives defense to the team. It's very versatile. I like it. I personally like it. And his skill 3 gives that 65% that we've been consistently getting. So, and all in all, he does, I think he does a little bit less than Momo, like in terms of stat buffing, but he is still, pretty good. With this unit, I have seen people saying, oh, he's not really good because he doesn't do damage, right? He doesn't do damage, and people at this point are used to buffers that do damage. And they also say that he's not like as useful to the blue team because blue was one of the stat buffer for a long time, but now that we've got it, all I hear is complaining. And oh, by the way, his ult hits like a truck, but I don't understand people's like dislike of this unit because, okay, maybe I do. I understand why they don't like his unit simply because they're whales. Because when a whale is like using a unit, if the unit isn't really useful for their box, like it doesn't like upgrade anything because they've already been going at it for such a long time without it, they're just not gonna like the unit. And I feel like that's the case with Blue Yaga because they already had these broken characters, right? And these broken buffers and all that good stuff. And then you get Blue Yaga, and Blue Yaga is he's just a standard buffer that does really good buffs and even has some defense on him. And Blue really needed him. So if you're like me and your account is not that good, then go ahead and summon for Blue Yaga because Blue Yaga is really good, extremely good for blue. And he's just gonna be the best buffer you need for blue, especially if you're not a whale. Like that is the main focus I want to give because people are downplaying Blue Yaga simply because they just have all the units and all that stuff. But you have to think from it from the perspective of, what if you don't have 0.2 Gojo? What if you don't have Blue Yuta? What if you don't have Blue Camo or Blue Ghetto, which a lot of people don't? What buffers are you using for blue team? Red Yaga? No, you do need a new blue stat buffer, and he was really good for this blue team. Blue really needed this drop, and I'm thankful that they gave it to blue because without it, blue's just struggling. Like Blue Momo is falling off. Like Blue Momo is like aging out. She's still good, but she's only a damage increase unit that does no damage, which we've moved on from. So you just gotta understand it from that perspective. Man, I've been yapping for a while, but we finally got the last unit, which will be Yellow Yuta. Yellow Yuta is a limited unit, and he's actually great, bro. Me personally, he's like my number 2 objective to get because I don't have Zonji and I don't have Yellow Sakuda. I only have Gojo. So this is a unit that I need if I want to clear any taijutsu floors upcoming. Because right now I've been surviving on pins and needles. Like I've been surviving on straight garbage. But with this unit, like, okay, he does mixed damage or combined damage. And what that means, he works on every floor. Because they don't cancel out like one side. Some people might assume if the boss debuffs taijutsu so you can't use taijutsu, then it would just half his damage, but it doesn't. That's not how combined damage works. All the damage goes through, which makes him absolutely insane. He has a guaranteed crit on his skill 1. His skill 2 is an AoE that does a ton of damage. His skill 3 is turn gated, so you can only use it every 3 turns, but it does do a ton of damage. even has a 10% damage received bonus. I don't know why they threw that in there, but that's cool, I guess. And his ult hits like a truck. Like, he does hit like a truck. He has insane survivability with heals. He has tons of cursed energy, so you don't have to worry about cursed energy costs. What, similar to the yellow team, he does need to hit crits, but he is going to probably be hitting them very consistently. So this unit is just a really good unit for yellow, especially if you're missing Zonji. I feel like if you don't have Zonji, this is one of the must summons that you gotta have. So for who you should summon for, Red Momo should be your first priority, and then depending on your box, Uraume or Yuta. If you need a yellow buffer, Uraume. If you need a yellow DPS, Yuta. And from there you can decide. But if you did like the video, please hit the sub button. I'm surprised that you made it here myself, but I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.